Hey, Paul, how you doing?
How's the bar going?
We got some open tabs right now, but we're going to clean them up for
You
you.
muscle them if you got it.
Yeah, I
They
will.
were paying before they leave.
They will. We get cards. Just real quick. They tie it up. You guys are at 3-3, and then Matthew once again. What is the feeling on that bench with 4.9 seconds left?
It was such an unusual game. It was the opposite of the first. Well, I'm going to say 4 because we played 4 games, right? So tight. The game was a bit loose and hectic a little bit at times, right? There was offense to be had that we hadn't seen before, and then there was tension on our end that we hadn't seen before. But at that number on the clock, we're pretty sure it's over. A lot of tension on the call, waiting for it to come in, and then pretty good release.
Front left.
Coach, obviously, congratulations. I know the job isn't done yet, but I just want to know, who's that you gut punched right after Chucky scored that
Jamie
goal?
Compon took a hard one to the ribs. That's an elite penalty-killing team. They're not lucky, and that's 3 game-winning goals off our PK. A lot of pressure in this job. That's his job. They made a major shift through our power play in the Boston series, which was critical. So I'll say that now, and then he made a major shift. The players do it all, right? The execution is all the players. But for our small little world, wanted to make sure he felt that one as much as I did.
Coach, you've been sitting up here talking about Matthew Tkachuk pretty much all series, but I mean, what does it take for a guy to pull off what he just did there with 4.9 seconds left?
I don't know. No, I mean that. I don't know. I don't know any better than you do. When you're watching that happen, you're just a fan. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm a fan behind the bench. I can't figure that guy out. So he's on the stage now, and he's the overtime winners, all of that. But he used to do that to us in Winnipeg. Pain in the ass. And we had some heavy guys in Winnipeg, and we'd have some phenomenal. Bennett was on that team, and then we'd go after it. And that bastard would score the same way, 2 minutes left on the clock after agitating the entire bench. He is a gifted, gifted man.
Right side, Jamison.
Coach, before we got to Tkachuk's goal, do you want me to have the fourth line come through with a goal in such a big game like this and such a pretty goal?
It was, they've had a couple of tough series, and I don't mean their play, tough matchups, right? You get into Toronto, and they're dropping Marner down, they're dropping Matthews down, they're dropping Nylander down. So they're playing against some really powerful players. And then we lost Luosterainen in the second period, so they're getting a different group kind of going out. Those guys, well, they will value it more, right? Eric Stahl fully understands the importance of such a huge goal. Ryan, injured, comes back. There's 100 great stories in that room, but that fourth line is clearly one of them. So it's nice that they get an obvious piece to the win. Not just grinding a few pucks out and blocking a few shots, right? They get to enjoy the arms up and on the ice.
Left side, second row, David.
Hey, Paul. Chucky we asked Chucky, what was the mood after Carolina tied it late? And he said, are you guys freaking out? And he's like, actually, it was kind of the opposite. We're in our comfort zone. Just what you've been teaching these guys to see them be able to do that on their own. And
That's just a learned confidence. And it's not from the coach. We've been a pretty good team when the game's tied or it's overtime. It almost relieved some of the tension. Okay, now it's just the next shot wins, so we can just go play. Can't explain it better than that, but they feel good in those tight games. But there is pressure on us in this game. It's not so much pressure, it's desire. They want to win so bad, right? We have more better offense tonight than we had in the 3 games prior, and it didn't go, so the tension starts to build and they want it so bad. But there's a truth to what he says, because when it gets to even and there's no time on the clock, we're going, okay, this we can do. That this feels normal for us.
Take a few more questions for Coach. Front right, Mike.
Paul, you've been around forever, coached against this franchise.
Thank you. I feel so young.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You've coached against this franchise as a division opponent a couple times.
Yeah.
You probably have the context of how big this might be for the franchise. Revolving door of coaches, GMs, owners, lots of losing. What does this mean for the franchise and where it is at?
So the best part of tonight is all the people that have been here for a very long time. Mr. Viola, the investment in the team year after year with no guarantee of reward. It took an awful long time. And then from Dave DiNapoli, our trainer, for medical trainer, from all the equipment guys, right? I mean, like the hardest job in the world, there's no sleep in it, that have been here for a long time, that haven't had the payoff, right? Just that good feeling in the room. And if you travel on our plane, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody's a part of it. They feel it in there. There has to be something good beyond, you know, working real hard to be in a good mood every day when you come to the rink because it's not fun. Now they get a little bit of a payoff, right? Everybody's coming to the rink tomorrow in a phenomenal mood. They have been for a while, but we also had some tough times this year, right? There was some grinding going on here. For the people that have invested the most in terms of time, for Mr. Viola, time, effort, and money, for the people that have been here, well, this is the most sweet for them.
We'll take 2 more questions for Coach.
So I know what you're talking about now. Okay, I do.
Okay, well, to that end,
It's Pete DeBoer and I on the bench, and it's the crowd behind, right? There's a lady with both arms in the air. She's at least a foot off the ground, and it is truly pure joy. You got to see it to fully appreciate it. But yeah, Pete and I, God, so being older, I would have been, I don't know, 27, 28. Pete was 27 years old. We won the OHL championship at home. And the lady behind the bench is in midair. It's pure joy.
in terms of moments, though, in pure joy, where does
All this crushes that by far, yeah.
where's this one
This is
rank?
her pure joy. I'm not taking part of that. I had a little of my own pure joy tonight.
We'll take 1 more question, right side, second row.
Obviously, Matthew's a loud personality on the ice. What's he like? Do you have any stories about him, interactions through this year that you guys have had a lot of tough
He is
moments?
the exact opposite off the ice. So the first week he's here, he takes all the trainers out. Every interaction, I'm going to talk to him. So I'm still learning about him as a player early on. It's always the same answer, actually, between him and Barkov. I don't care who I play with. I love playing with that guy. I love playing with that guy. I love playing with that guy. So when he and Barkov get together on the ice, it's pretty good, as you would expect, right? And they haven't played enough together to fully get some sort of chemistry going. But they both understand we are a far more powerful team if they don't play together. And they're happy with that. Like, they love playing with Sasha Barkov says, I'll play with anybody, and he means it, which is very unusual. But Matthew has a sense of what each guy can do, and he has the ability to tailor his game to those different people. When you think of all the different, extremely different left wingers, right? Verhaeghe's played left wing there, completely different game than Luosterainen, who's been very good there, and then Cousins. He has the ability to kind of, bit of a chameleon on the ice, except he ends up net front anyway at the end. But he has the ability to adapt to different people very, very well.